First of all, going over yesterday's homework now with this multiplying in decimals, thinking of using the decimal placement to figure out which product makes the most sense. So number 5, you should have gotten A. Why? Well, you're taking 9 times almost 1, so you should get a little less than 9. This was the only choice that gave you a little less than 9, along with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 places past the decimal. Number 6, then, you should have chosen letter C. Why should you choose letter C for number 6? Well, 9 times a little less than 1 should be less than 9. The only choice that gives you a little less than 9 is letter C, and it also gives you 1, 2, 3 places past the decimal, 1, 2, 3 places past the decimal. Number 7, 6 times not quite 1. The only choice here that gives you a little less than 6 is letter B. Another way to check it, you should have 1, 2, 3 places after the decimal, and indeed 1, 2, 3 places after the decimal. Number 8, 9, and 10 then, we'll go down and show you those quickly. Number 8 should have been letter C, 9 is B, and 10 was A. 8, you have less than 1 times 4, so you should have a little less than 4. The only choice here that shows you a little less than 4 is letter C. You also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places after the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places after the decimal. Number 9, 4 times less than 1, it's close to half. So I need something that is less than 4. Letter B is the only one that makes sense and has 1, 2, 3 places after. 2.5 times almost 2. So my answer should be a bit more than 4. The only answer here that is a bit more than 4 is letter A. 1, 2, 3, 4 places past the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4 places past the decimal. So hopefully it makes sense how those answers are the correct ones to have chosen. Now we are going to go a couple of places. I want to show you in a moment what your homework is for today, so I'll get that pulled up right away. But in the meantime, the next thing that you want to do, that you need to do, is a bit of multiplication where you are going to, I'll give you the problem, you'll pause, then I'll put the answer down, you'll resume when you're ready to see the answer. Number 10 here. So we have George buying 8 pounds of ground beef for $3.29. About how much does he pay? This means it wants an estimate. Anytime you have decimals and it asks for an estimate, first thing you want to look at is whole numbers. So $3.29 is close to $3. You need to, right now for number 10, show which two amounts you are going to multiply, what your final estimate is going to be. So pause, get those blanks filled in. I am going to go ahead and show you. 8 pounds times $3, this is rounded to the nearest whole dollar, $24 would be your best estimate. Number 11, the Marino family bought 4 tickets to the circus. Here is how much those 4 tickets cost. How will you set up this work? Will the 4 go on top or the $14.95? You want $14.95 on top. You take that 4 times. You need to pause now and get this answer. I am going to go ahead and get the answer for you. 36 plus 2 is 8. Carry the 3. 16, 17, 18, 19. And a 5. And then the next thing to make sure of, I'm not done yet. It didn't cost them $5,980. Nobody would go on to a circus if it cost that much for 4 people. What's going to make the difference? Well, 2 places past the decimal. So what are you going to have to do in the answer? 2 places after the decimal. $59.80. This was my work for number 11. I'm going to set that off so I can still have space to do other work. Number 12 then. And in order to show you my work at the same time as the problem, I'll just scooch this a little farther off. Okay, Wendy painted a rectangular wall. It's 10 5/10 feet tall, 9 2/10 feet wide. What is the area? Anytime you are asked for the area of a rectangle, the bottom is called the base. From the distance from the bottom to the top is called the height. So base times height gives you the area of a rectangle. The area is the inside. So in order to do this problem, it doesn't ask for about. We need to do exactly 10 5/10 times 9 2/10. In this case, the decimals did line up. They do not need to. The part that must happen, your 9 2/10 must be on the bottom. Now, pause this until you have your answer, and I will show you the multiplication. 0 for a placeholder. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 9 times 1 is 9. When I add, I get 9660. What do I need to be careful of, though? There are decimals involved when I multiply, so because there are decimals involved, I can ignore them until the very end. Now I must count them, and doink, 2 places. 96 60 hundredths. What's my label? Feet. But since it's area is always counting squares, so you want to label your area with a flying 2. You probably didn't do that yourself. You must do it now, please. Number 13. $1.59. We're going to pay that 5 times. The decimals totally don't line up. There's nothing past the decimal here in my 5 whole pounds that I'm buying, but that's what it would look like. Now you just multiply and get your answer. So pause. Now here is the way it should look. 5, carry the 4, 25 plus 4 is 29. 5 plus 2 is 7. Can't leave it that way. $1.59 5 times will not cost me $795. $1.59 5 times will need to have the decimal move twice. 1, 2 becomes $7.95 for those 5 pounds of tomatoes. This last one is a good reminder. This is going to be a triple digit multiplication. It's been a while since we've done one of them. So it doesn't matter which one goes on top because both numbers that we are using have 3 digits. You pause and do this 3-digit multiplication and then resume it and see if you come out with the same answer that I do. 5 times 8 is 0, carry the 4. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4 is 60. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 6 is 14. Now I need a placeholder because I'm going over to the 4. I'm going to get rid of these that I carried. 4 times 5 is 0, carry a 2. 4 times 7 is 8, plus the 2 that I carried is 0, carry a 3. 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 3 that I carried is 7. Get rid of those carryings. I'm done with the 4, but I need 2 placeholders. Now 2 times 5 is 0, carry the 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus the 1 that got carried is 15. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. When I add all of these up, you see how important it is to keep nice straight lines. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 5 is 13, and 4. Now, if you are buying 17 gallons of gas, you better hope it doesn't cost you $43,400. What do we need to keep track of? Well, the fact that there is a decimal in both parts of the problem means this answer should actually be 1, 2, 3 decimal places smaller. 1, 2, 3 decimal places. But that makes it look like the answer should be 43,400. And that is not one of these choices. But technically, couldn't I put as many zeros over here past the decimal as I needed? Because zeros in decimal places don't change the amount, right? Well, adding zeros after 34, that doesn't come up with 43 and 4 in the 10th place. This has 42, and there's no 4 in the 10th place. This has 43, and it has a 4 in the 10th place, and a 0 in the 100th place. I have a 0 in the thousandths. I could put a 0 in the thousandths. I don't need to. Even looking like this, there is still nothing in the thousandth place. What about 45 and 20 hundredths? Well, it doesn't match my 43, so the best answer here, $43.40, is the same as $43.400 because this 0 in the decimal place can be ignored. Your homework assignment. What do you need to do for that? Well, so glad you asked. Your homework assignment is going to look like this. It is linked up in the Google Classroom. If you didn't see me grab it, I'll go back a moment. The Google Classroom. Today is Thursday, January the 7th, even though this says December 17th. I think I'll have to change that shortly, won't I? But your math assignment in January 7th is looking like this. It's all linked up. You need to set up the problem. Which would go on top, the 8 or the 3 and 644 thousandths? Well, let's just try it out. Here's what it looks like if you put the 8 on top. 8 times 3 and 644 thousandths. Wow, that looks very much unlike anything we've ever multiplied. You want to put the most digits on the top. Does not matter where the decimal is. You need to set number 1 up just like this. What will you do at the end? Count the total number of digits past the decimal. Doink your decimal 3 times for your final answer. I will not show you how to set up the other 2. You will notice, though, these are going to be triple digit on top and double digit on bottom. So you are going to need 2 lines of multiplication. Take your time. Do it carefully. These 3 problems are your homework.